What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. First of all, I want to hope each and every one of you had a good 4th of July if you celebrate it. So if you do, I hope you and your family had a good time. In this video, I wanted to talk about creating a budget. So I don't know if you've ever tried budgeting and gave up because it felt too complicated or restricted, but this video is for you. I want to break down how to build a simple and realistic budget in 2025. No overthinking, no extreme spreadsheets, no guilt involved. Just a clear plan to help you stop stressing and start getting ahead of your finances, even if you don't make a lot of money. So whether you're trying to save for something big, get yourself out of debt, or just stop living paycheck to paycheck, I promise you I'm going to try to make this as easy as a guide as you can find online. Now, why might you need a budget in 2025? Well, let's be honest. 2025 is not necessarily getting any cheaper for anybody. Prices are up, rent's up, groceries, inflation, and if you're like most people, your paycheck isn't stretching as far as it used to. And that's where budgeting comes in. But I want to get rid of the notion or the stigma that budgeting is a punishment. When I look at budgeting, I look at it as a game plan for our finances, something that we can take control of and make it work for us. So a budget's not about saying no to everything around you. It's just saying yes to what actually matters. When you give your money direction, you stop feeling lost, you stop wondering where it all went, and most importantly, you start building more momentum towards your financial goals. So let's get into it. All right, so the first step of getting our budget in order is the step I like to call know your numbers. Now, this step is probably the most important step. I think it's the best foundation to creating your budget because you need to know your numbers. Now, there's two numbers, high level, that we want to know. You can obviously get as in-depth with this as you'd prefer, but in my opinion, if you want to start a budget and you don't want to go too crazy into creating spreadsheets or micromanaging your money, you pretty much want to know how much money you're taking in every single month. Now, this would be your net income, so after taxes, after benefits, or whatever it might be. And then you want to know how much money is leaving your account every single month. Those are the two high-level numbers that we want to know. So our income and our expenses. Now, obviously, you can break this down by fixed expenses. So that would be like your rent or your utilities or your insurance. Variable expenses, which would be groceries or eating out or gas or shopping. Or debt payments, so credit cards, student loans, or car payments, whatever it might be. But in general, we want to know our income, net income, and we want to know how much money is leaving our account. Now, a lot of people, when they see an Excel spreadsheet, they think to themselves, they instantly check out. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to make it. But I'm going to let you guys know it is super simple nowadays to do this. The reason why is because most banks will actually build the spreadsheet for you. And what I mean by that, for example, I bank with Wells Fargo. If you go to my checking account, usually somewhere on my checking account, you'll see like 3 bars and it'll say like, export to Microsoft Excel spreadsheet or export to Google Sheet or download or something like that. And you can download and it'll literally print this out for you. You don't have to do any work and you can usually do the last 30, 60 to 90 days. So it makes it super simple for you to get an overall look at your finances. Now, once you have your finances out on a spreadsheet like this to where you can easily see them, like I said, those two things we want to know. We want to know our net income and we want to know how much money is leaving our account. Now, if you work a 9-to-5 job, this should be pretty simple because you should get paid around the same every single week, bi-weekly, or monthly. Now, if you work a service-based job, what I would do if I were you is I would take the last 60 to 90 days of income and I would average it. So you get a nice kind of whole number. But once you do that, it's simple as this. So how I would like to do this, if this is just a mock kind of a transaction list, but what I would do is I would see my payroll deposit here and I would highlight it. And I'd see my payroll deposit here and I would highlight it. So it looks like, at this moment, I'm making about $2,800 bi-weekly. Cool. So if you come here, what I like to do is take this and that's our income, right? So 2,800 plus 2,800 gives us $5,600 on the month, right? Next, we want to see how much money is leaving our account. And like I said, you can go crazy. You can put this all into separate categories if you'd like, but once again, that's a little bit too much for some people, so I'm going to keep it super high level here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, add all these numbers up, and that's going to be our cash leaving. So how much money is leaving our account? You can see around it was, $2,500. And then, simple as this, all we want to do is take another total here and just see how much money is left in our account as the month ends. And this number right here is what we can use for saving or investing or, whatever the rest you would like to do. So we got our income, our cash leaving, and our total left. Now, like I said, super high level, this is a great place to start budgeting. I really like numbers. I do data analytics for my current job. So I like to get into the, in depth and break these out into categories. And if you like to do that, I would definitely recommend doing that, because the more information and knowledge you have on your numbers, the better. But if you don't feel like doing that, make it very high level for yourself, just so you can see how much you're making, how much is leaving, and how much you're left after every single month. And I would do this for the past, like I said, if you want to do it for 3 months, great. If you want to do it for 6 months, great. But around 3 months is usually a good number for most people. All right, so now that the know your numbers step is done, we'll get into step number 2. This step is very simple. It's removing what is not serving you. So before we even try saving more money or earning more money, we're going to slow down a little bit and we're going to ask ourselves a very simple question. Where is our money leaking? So you're going to go through your transactions and you're going to highlight anything that you didn't need or you didn't love. We're talking unused subscriptions, impulse food delivery, random Amazon shopping sprees, or just monthly charges that you forgot you signed up for. Cut or pause whatever you can live without. Even removing $100 a month in wasteful spending can turn into $1,200 a year that you save. And that money right there can be invested, it can be saved, or it can be used towards your financial goals, instead of disappearing into stuff that you're not going to remember buying. And this step alone can change a whole lot of things. I remember when I first started budgeting, I didn't realize that I was paying for Adobe Lightroom. It was like $10.99 a month, and I was paying for it for like 3 years. I used to be really into photography, and until I went through my expenses, I had no idea I was paying for that, and I was able to cancel it. That right there saved me $10 a month. So that's step number 2, is removing what's not serving you. Now, for step number 3, we're going to pick a simple budgeting method that works for you. Now that you've got your numbers, you know kind of how much is left after your net income and how much is leaving your account, it's time to build a system. And in my opinion, here are the 3 easiest budgeting methods that pretty much everyone can find a spot for. Now, once again, you're going to pick one to start with, but every single budgeting method is highly customizable for you. So, number 1 is going to be the 50-30-20 rule. So, 50-30-20 means 50% of our income is going to go to our needs. It's going to go to our rent, it's going to go to our groceries and our transportation. 30% is going to go to our wants. This can be fun, this can be travel or dining out. And 20% is going to go to saving or investing. So this is a very flexible option. It's great for beginners. It's highly customizable, and you can just assign the percentages and adjust them from there. Option number 2, this one's a little bit more hands-on, a little bit more strict. This one's called zero-based budgeting. This is going to be your income minus your expenses will equal $0, but not in a bad way. What you're doing with this budgeting method is you're basically giving every dollar a job. Your rent, your groceries, your investing, your savings, your fun, leisure money. You're in full control of your money. Now, the caveat with this is it takes a lot more planning up front, but once it's dialed in, it's one of the most popular and powerful budgeting systems out there because every single dollar is accounted for. And then option 3, this is the one that I personally do. This is called the pay yourself first method. This one flips the script. So instead of spending first and saving last, what we do is we automatically invest first and save first, and then we live off the rest. So let's say I make $2,500 a month. Automatically, when I get paid, I send $300 to my Roth, maybe some to my savings, the day I get paid or the day after I get paid. And then whatever is left in my bank account, that's my spending money. And this method guarantees progress, even if you're not perfect with spending. So those are some budgeting methods to kind of pick and choose from and see which one you like. Now, the best part is when you pick and choose one that you like, you can align it with your goals. This is step number 4, is aligning it with our goals. Now that our system's in place, simple question to ask yourself. Does my budget reflect the life that I want to build? because your money should be supporting your goals, not just covering your bills. So do you want to travel more? Maybe we're going to create a travel fund. Do you want to pay off debt? Maybe we're going to budget an extra $50 to $100 towards our debt payoff each month. Or are we trying to build wealth? Maybe we're going to contribute a little bit more towards investing into a Roth IRA or to a brokerage account. The point is, your budget should move you forward, not just keep you afloat. So even if you start small, $20 here, $50 there, it matters because consistency will always beat perfection, especially when it comes to money. So once again, we want to take those budget that we chose and we want to align it to our goals and customize it because every budget is going to be custom and personal to you. So once you've picked whichever budgeting plan that works with you, you've aligned it to your goals and you've customized it to fit what your financial goals are, whether that's short-term or long-term. The next thing we want to do in step 5 is automate and track our budget. This is where we make our budget stick and we don't rely on memory or willpower to keep us going. We rely on the system that we chose to put in place to do the work. So in my opinion, the best way to do this, set up automatic transfers to your investing account or to your savings account. That way you don't have to do anything. It is all hands off and ready to go for you. And once again, since you have a budget in place, you should be able to set up automatic transfers without having to worry about if you need that money or not. Now, also, you don't have to, but you can, use a free Google spreadsheet to kind of keep your finances in order and just get a high-level look of where your money is going. And then last, you can review your spending. You can do it once a week. You can do it once a month. In my opinion, only spend about 5 to 10 minutes max because once again, we're creating a budget. We're not being super strict and locking ourselves down in life. We still want to enjoy life. We still want to have fun. And you don't want to stress about your finances. Even if you went over budget a little, it's okay. Only spend about 5 to 10 minutes max on it and just review it so you can see where you might need to improve or where you might need to adjust a few of the percentages on your actual budget. Automation is going to be your best friend. You don't have to think about it. Your money just starts moving in the right direction behind the scenes. And once again, tracking is not about guilt. It's just about clarity and knowing that you can improve when you track it. Because if you do not track your money, you cannot improve because you have no idea where it's going. Lastly, step 6 is be flexible and stick with it. Look, the first budget you make is not going to be perfect, and that's okay. It's taken me about 5 budgets to find one that actually works for me, one that I can stick to and use every single week. You're learning, I'm learning, you're adjusting, you're building a new habit. Budgeting is a habit, and it's a great habit to have, but you have to learn how to build it. You have to learn how to stick to it. A lot of people create a budget and then they forget about it. And each month, you're going to get better at estimating, you're going to get better at trimming, and you're going to get better at prioritizing. And before you know it, your budget's not going to feel like a chore. It's not going to feel like handcuffs. It's going to feel like freedom. And this isn't about being good with money. All it is about being intentional with where you put your dollars. And that's the skill that, in my opinion, builds true wealth. So if you want the easiest way to take control of your money in 2025, step 1, know your numbers. Step 2, cut what doesn't serve you. Step 3, choose a simple budgeting method. Step 4, make sure your money aligns with your goals and adjust your budgeting method that you choose. Step 5, automate and track. And step 6, review and adjust each month and keep showing up. That's it. It's super simple, it's repeatable, and it's powerful. So if this video helped you, I would appreciate you if you liked this video. Hit subscribe for more real-world financial content and drop a comment. Let me know if you guys are budgeting. Let me know the one thing that you're cutting from your budget this month. Budgeting does not have to be hard. You just need a plan, and your future self will thank you for starting today. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you guys have a great week.